am actually a vampire and I have been around since the French Revolution, just so you know. Wouldn't recommend that time period. Hello my loves, and thank you for joining me. It's Kirsten, and today we are going through my summer TBR, so the 10 books I want to read across summer. And look, fair warning, this is going to be a bumpy ride today. I am exhausted, we have coffee, it is a whole thing, and I guess coffee for most people that's normal. For me, this is a rare occurrence. I do not really drink coffee. However, I am that tired and I gotta get this film today, so we are just hanging on for dear life, and we will get through this. Fingers crossed. Okay, so 10 books I'm going to be reading across summer. They're a mixture. We've got a little dash of fantasy, a lot of horror, and a murder mystery, and just, you know, stuff going on. So let's just get straight into all of these books. We're going to start off with one that I think is more historical, but could possibly be a fantasy, I'm not sure. That is The Tarot Reader of Versailles by Anya Bergman. This is a book that my sister sent me, and I'm going to be reading it soon. I know I'm going to be reading it soon because we're going to be buddy reading it together in like the next week of this video coming out. And so yes, this is a bit of a cheat that I've already got it on here, but you know what, I did terribly with my spring TBR. Okay, terribly. I think I read like 4 books and one of those was a DNF. So we're gonna be nice to ourselves and we're gonna put on a book that I've already got plans to read, but it wasn't on my June TBR. Like, this is just a random edition because I received it, my sister sent me, we're both excited for it, it sounds amazing. This has taken the place of another book that was a fantasy book that I'm just like, you know what, in reality I don't think I'm going to get to, so I'm being nice to myself. Now this one my sister sent to me for my birthday. She also bought herself a copy as well because she really likes this author. It is the same author that did The Witches of Vardo, so I'm really intrigued. I haven't read that book by them, but this sounds really good. We're in the early days of the French Revolution and we're following someone called Marie who has this extraordinary power that she accesses through her tarot cards because she can commune with the dead. I think this is going to get quite high stakes because obviously French Revolution, like, that is a period that it was chaos, danger everywhere. Like, it was a stressful time. I act like as if I was there. Yes, I am actually a vampire and I have been around since the French Revolution, just so you know. Wouldn't recommend that time period. I kid, of course, but this is what I mean by we have coffee because I am tired, bordering on delirious at this point, so just bear with me, okay? But right. Anyway, we're following Marie. One fateful day, she comes across Kate, a scullery maid from Ireland who has travelled to Paris for love. Kate has powers too. She can read people's past. Marie Lenormand reads their futures. And the two are drawn together. There's lots of stuff going on. I cannot wait to read this. I'm really looking forward to reading this with my sister as well. I think it's going to be lovely. And just look at this gorgeous cover. I mean, this is very much a summer cover to me. Like, the colours, it's just beautiful. Beautiful. So very excited to be reading this one. So then we have a reread. I used to do this more last year where I was like, I want to include one short story and one reread on my TBRs. Never would ever get to them, actually. Oh no, saying that, the short stories I did, because they were the Agatha Christie seasonal collection, so I was actually making an effort to read those. The reread, however, never freaking happened. But this one I really want to happen, and I would like to get it onto my July TBR as well. We'll see how it goes. This is Aurora Rising by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. So this has been on my shelves for ages. I first read this one a few years ago, got the second book, never continued with the series, like just never picked it up, and so I need to reread this first one, read the second book to decide, do I want to get the third one and finish it, or is this just coming off my shelf? Like, I really need to decide that. Or I could decide upon rereading of this book that actually this isn't for me and just take them both off my shelf. This is young adult sci-fi. We're following this crew that's like hodgepodge crew that's been put together because the person that was meant to be choosing his ultimate team, because we're in like this space academy, he was late because he was helping this girl, and so he kind of got all the leftovers. Not the team he would have chose for himself, but you know, he's a positive person, he's going to make the best of it. Then get caught up in this whole thing because of this girl that he helped that is then going to cause lots of problems for them. I did really enjoy this book. I thought it was really fast paced. I liked some of the things that were happening. Like, I just had kind of connections to different things that were going on. I made connections to Guardians of the Galaxy and also a tiny dash of Annihilation, but only because of that plant weirdness, which I've realised is a very common thing in sci-fi. What is it with weird plants? I don't know, but it seems like a common thing. But when I first read it, I thought Annihilation, because that was the only book I had read with something weird plant mattery like that. So yeah, I just need to reread this, decide, do I want to continue, and then actually continue. And I do want to do that this year, and we're already in the second half of the year, so we're going to have to start at some point. So this is what's going to go on for the reread. And then the last fantasy on this list is Paladin's Strength by T. Kingfisher. This is book 2 in the Paladin series, and I am so excited. I love T. Kingfisher. If you've been around on this channel for a while, you would know T. Kingfisher is one of my all-time favourite authors. I love them to pieces. I think the work that they do is just spectacular. I haven't had a 5-star from them, but loads of 4 stars, 4.5s, 4.25s, like loads of those. I do just find their books so entertaining. Like, they've always got their signature humour, and it's just a humour that really, really works for me. The first one, we are following a paladin who also gets tangled up with a perfumer. There's a murder going on as well, and I feel like what's going to be happening is that each book, we're following a different couple. These are like romanticises, but murder mysteries make it hilarious. Like, it's a fun time. It's a weird genre mashup of lots of different things. So I feel like each book is a different couple. I don't know why I'm saying I feel like. I know each book is a different couple, but I feel like the mystery element, like that plot line, is what's going to connect all these books together. I think this is part of a wider series called the White Rat series, and I have not read that in order, and I do plan to, and yeah, I'm just excited. So technically I should be reading the very first book in the White Rat series because I do own that one. Am I? No, I'm going to read this one because I think my plan is finish the Paladin series, or at least finish what's out, because I do think it's going to be continued. Then go back, start off with the very first books in the White Rat series, and then read them all in order. That's my plan. I just love T. Kingfisher. Okay? T. Kingfisher, all the love, because it's just amazing. So of course I wanted a T. Kingfisher book on my TBR for summer, and this is a series I really want to continue, so I have an excuse to carry on and buy the next ones that have come out in these gorgeous paperbacks. I love these covers so freaking much, and I was so self-restrained in not purchasing all 4 that are currently out straight away. Instead, I limited myself to just book 1 and book 2, and I've said when I finish book 2 I can get 3. I will probably also get 4 at that time, because, you know, why not treat yourself for reading 1 book by buying 2 more? That makes total sense. Okay, then we have Agatha Christie. Agatha Christie has been on so many seasonal TBRs. I really enjoy Agatha Christie's books as well. I'm making my way through the Miss Marple series, and the next one in the series I need to read is The Mirror Cracked from Side to Side. If you don't know what Miss Marple is about, what Agatha Christie is about, they are the queen of murder mysteries. We're gonna leave it at that. I really do enjoy Miss Marple books. I'm really excited to finish Miss Marple and then start my Hercule Poirot journey. At this point in time, I can say Miss Marple is my favourite. I've read a couple of Hercule Poirot books, but is that just because I started with Miss Marple, or I just haven't read the best Hercule Poirot book? I don't know. But I'm very excited to actually continue on with this. I had hoped that I would finish the Miss Marple books this year. That's not gonna happen. Again, but you know what, we're gonna at least make some progress, and look, we met. But yeah, would really like to read this one, and hopefully if I can read hopefully I can read this one and 2 more by the end of the year. That's what I would like, and then I feel like I'd be very happy with that, and then next year finish out the Miss Marple books. That would be really good. But yeah, I'm enjoying these are great. I don't want to know much going into them because they're murder mysteries, and you know, that's what it's all about. Have I solved a single Agatha Christie? No, I have not. Even when I reread one of them, I still didn't solve it. One of these days. Okay, then we have my short story collection for the month, and I went with, the season, Eliza Clark's She's Always Hungry. This is kind of like my last chance with Eliza Clark. Admittedly, this is also the last book that's out that's been published by Eliza Clark currently at this time. I didn't love Penance or Boy Parts. Penance I DNF'd, Boy Parts I finished, but I like the idea of that book, just something about it just didn't land with me. So, you know, this is the last time. Hopefully, what I'm thinking is Eliza Clark, the concepts in that would come across really well in a short story. So that's what I'm thinking. One is a short story of, well, really unsettling, weird, horrific things. And yeah, we're just gonna see. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really hoping that I get on with the short stories more, because I feel like it will translate better into what's going on, because I think the concepts were always there in the previous books, but I just think they're a bit too long, a little bit too drawn out. It kind of lost itself at times in the other books, so I'm hoping this is what will then be like, yes, okay, Eliza Clark may not be an author that I pick up all their novels, but short stories, novellas, yes. We'll see. We're gonna give it a try. It's the last chance. And go from that. Then continuing on with darker things, we have Orpheus Builds a Girl by Heather Parry, and this, I'm intrigued by this. I picked up last year and did mean to read ages ago, just never got round to it. But then Heather Parry has also come out with Carrion Girl, which Sinead has absolutely loved, really enjoyed, so I got it on Kindle while it was only 99 pence. Sinead, if you don't follow her but you love horror, give her a follow. Recent YouTuber that I have found that I have absolutely fallen in love with, I'll have a link below. But yeah, this is by the same author as Carrion Crow, which I have on my Kindle, and I want to read Carrion Crow so desperately because of the way Sinead talks about it. However, we'll start off with this book. So this one, we're following Wilhelm, who is dying, and as he looks back on his life, he reflects on his youth in Dresden, his grandmother, and his medical career during World War II. But mostly he remembers his darling Lucy, the dark-haired beauty promised to him years before they met. It is a true story. It's based on a true story of delusion and toxic obsession. Really cannot wait to read this. I really want to start off with their debut book, which is this one, and then I can read Carrion Crow, and who knows, maybe they're going to become an author for me. That would be amazing. Plus I love books about obsession. Then we have a young adult horror, which is Horrid by Katrina, Leno. And this one is, well, it's a young adult horror book. It's one that I've had on my radar for a very long time and was kindly gifted to me by Uniquely GJ, the same as She's Always Hungry. So thank you so much for those. For this one, we're following Jane, and after the death of her father, they move from sunny California to this dreary old house in Maine where her mum grew up. Things are gonna get weird and creepy, and I really cannot wait. And you know, if this is actual plant horror, then that is going to be amazing. Really like the idea of this one, and I don't know, I think young adult horror is something that I think can be done really well. Like, I really enjoyed House of Hollows, so if it gives me kind of similar vibes to that, I will really like it. I think young adult horror, I don't like the slasher stuff, but then that's normal for me. I'm not a person that likes slashers. The gothic, eerie unsettliness, the creepiness and stuff, I think can be done really well regardless of age range. Very much looking forward to giving this one a read. Then we're moving on to a little bit of dark academia, something I really need to get back into because I went through like this massive phase of loving dark academia, but then I read so many back to back that I then just kind of like stopped. But I haven't read any in a while apart from the Atlas 6, and I really enjoyed that one, so I want to get into some of my other dark academia, and I decided to go with Mrs. S by Kay Patrick. Pretty sure this was on my summer TBR last year. I really want to read this in summer because it takes place in summer, and this is a story about obsession, and it's in an English boarding school, and it is across summer, right? Yes, but as the summer begins to fade, both women know a choice must be made. This is a sensual and stylish tale of queer love that smoulders with the heat of summer. It has to be read in summer, so fingers crossed I actually do it this year. I love this cover as well. I think it is so striking, and yeah, I mean, a tale of obsession, dark academia, set in summer. I need to read it. Okay, we're gonna read it. It's not going on next year's summer TBR. I refuse to do it. But if I don't read it in this summer, that is exactly what will happen, because very occasionally I will have books where I'm like, you need to be read in this season and this season only, and this is one of those books. So it has to happen this summer. It has to. Shout at me in the comments below if I do not get to it. You have permission. Then we're kind of moving on to the thriller side of things. We've got Death of a Bookseller by Alice Slater, and I just picked this up because I like the cover. Like, genuinely, I really like this cover. And the snail is what sold it. Is it gonna focus? Yes. Look at the snail. The snail is cute. That's why I picked it up in the store. Like, I mean, it's hot pink with lime green writing and a snail and some blood. How could I say no to this cover? Do I know what this one's really about? No, not really. We're following a bookseller who is a true crime obsessive and has a pet snail called Bleep. Already a person in my good books for that. I like the idea of that. Pet snail. I don't know what it is about snails. I just really like them. Do I want a pet snail myself? No, not really. But I like snails. It's a weird thing. Okay, Roach becomes obsessed about Laura. Okay, I don't know what this one is about. I think I heard some mixed reviews about it, but I also think it's going to be kind of like humorous, dark, thrillery. I don't know. I want to give it a try, and I feel like this cover is summer to me. You know, the colours, very much a summertime vibe, so again, this is one that I would really like to get to soon. Obviously, that's why it's on this TBR. And then the last one is The Ballerinas by Rachel Capelic Dale, and this is another gift from Uniquely DJ, so thank you so much. And this is one that I've had my eye on for a while, mainly because it's about ballerinas. Don't know what it is, but there are certain things that are like trigger words for me. That trigger words? Buzzwords. God, I swear I'm so tired. Like this, I cannot believe we're only 18 minutes in right now. Normally I'm talking about books for so much longer, and there's me just like flying through these. Have I actually told you what any of these are about properly? Probably not. No, I do apologise. I really shouldn't be filming this when I'm tired. However, there is no other day for me to film this, so we just, as I said, we're just gonna get through this. So, as I was saying, there are certain things that are just buzzwords for me. Gothic retellings. Love it. A book inspired by said Gothic classic. Love it. And obsession. Also, a big thing, I will read it. Doesn't mean I'm going to love every single one, because it does depend how that obsession is done. Obsession normally is something that will get me interested in reading that book. And another one that doesn't pop up often is ballerina, but make it thriller. I love that. I don't know what it is about it. I have another one on my that I've actually read that was a thriller around a ballerina. Same thing that's going on here. So since then I have been wanting it. I saw this book a couple years ago in America. Never picked it up when I was there. You get distracted with other things. I'd put it on my wish list. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get around to this eventually. One of those things where I think I'm gonna enjoy this one, so I put it off because that's the normal thing to do. It's really not. It's just something I do. And actually, maybe it is the normal thing to do. There have been times where I've been watching other people's videos and they say the exact same thing that I've just said, where they're like, I know I'm going to really enjoy this one, so it will sit on my shelves. Like, it doesn't make sense. But yeah, this one I'm just really intrigued by. We're following a ballerina. 13 years ago, Delphine, she abandoned her prestigious spot in the Paris Opera Ballet, and now she's going back, and all of the secrets, all of the things, they're coming back. It's going to be dark and thrillery, and I'm just looking forward to it. This is not a book I've seen people talking about, but it's a very niche thing that I really like. So if you do have any recommendations for thriller leaning ballet book, put them in the comments below, because it's genuinely something I love. Not romances, not ballet romances, not interested in that. It has to be a darker book, like horror, thriller, that sort of thing. Romance, contemporary with ballet, couldn't care less. Darker thriller? Colour me intrigued. I want to know more. So yeah, and yeah, so that's it. Those are all 10 books that I want to read across summer. I feel like we got a nice little mix here. Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a good stack. Hopefully I actually get to at least, see, I would love to aim for 80%, but considering I managed 4 out of my spring TBR, I'd be happy with 6. Let's do 6, you know? But yeah, I really am excited for these. I hope that these are all going to be wins for me and I really enjoy them. And yeah, I think it's going to be good. With all of those books now being talked about, please let me know, what are some books that you're going to be reading in summer? Have you read any of these? What are your thoughts and opinions on them? Are any of them on your TBR? You'll have to let me know in the comments below. And thank you so much for putting up with my very tired, coffee-addled brain right now. I do really appreciate it. If you've made it this far and just don't know what to comment, then leave a little coffee emoji in the comments below. But I think that is going to be it for today. So thank you so much for watching, for supporting me on this channel. So many of you that do take the time to watch these videos, like, I really truly appreciate it. And of course, an extra special thank you to my Patreons for all of your support over there. I say it every time, but I just feel so privileged to have you over there. So thank you so freaking much. And yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. So if you have enjoyed this video, then please do consider giving it that thumbs up, subscribing and commenting. Those 3 things really help this channel out. My social media links, Discord, Patreon, everyone that I mentioned, everything is linked below for you. And I will of course catch you in the very next video.